Welcome back everyone, thank you for joining me again. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore Amiga and we're looking at a racing game, a Formula 1 game called Formula 1 3D, published by Mondo in 1991. It's a fully licensed game, it includes all the licensed cars from the 1991 season, although I don't think there's any drivers there. We'll keep the details up to high. The race consists of a qualification, then a race. It's for 1 to 2 players, but if you do 2 players, you can't both play at the same time. I think you take over the same car. 3 difficulty levels, and we'll see how this plays. Here we go. We have to qualify first of all. You see the map on the top left. This looks interesting. It might be a bit difficult to steer this. Anyway, so the times, it looks like you do need to do a qualifying lap. Oh man, and the time's ticking down the bottom middle as well. The frame rate is not brilliant. Yeah, the frame rate is pretty tricky. The car's not very responsive. Now, in this easy mode, which I've picked, is automatic gears. It's like all racing games. Oh man, like all racing games, I'm trying to concentrate at the same time here. It's getting used to how the car feels, right? Now, hopefully I can get round before the lap runs out. I don't know where this is going. Oh, this is really hard to play this game. If you had this one back in the day, let me know. Now, quite often I'm okay commentating and playing the game at the same time. This one is taking a lot of concentration because I can't fully see where I'm going. Now, when you talk about is that a time thing going up? Yeah, yes, right. When you talk about polygon Formula 1 games, the best one by far, which you probably already know if you're an Amiga fan, is Formula 1 Microprose, or Microprose Formula 1 Grand Prix by the great Jeff Crammond, also did Stunt Car Racer. This has got polygons on it. We've got a standard cockpit as well. Frame rate needs to be a bit better. It's doing okay, but it's lacking a little bit. Maybe we're a bit low down. I don't think there's any other camera views you can do. See my red dot on the screen there? Fortunately, it looks like we're going to get round the whole lap, so we will get to a race. Now, hopefully that timer isn't on the race as well, because that would be frustrating. I believe races comprise of about 3 laps. Right, so we did 1 minute 31. Puts us 8th on the grid in Ferrari. McLaren's in pole position. Now this is when it's going to get very tricky as well, because I think with the frame rate as it is, it's going to be hard to overtake. But yeah, the timer is still in the middle. So either do one thing or another. Have a race or a time challenge. Don't do both at the same time, or at least have an option where you can switch between the two. Now this is going to be real tricky. Getting your braking point there. Go slow around these corners. Oh! I don't know if the car can take any damage. Looks like we can collide into anything at will. Let's just try and keep up with the rest of the crew. Yeah, we might, later on, if we get time, we might have to play this with low detail. This is high detail, remember. We might have to play this with low detail to see if it moves any quicker. But as I say again, the frame rate is killing this a little bit. But it is quite exciting though, actually, to be honest. If you didn't have Formula 1 Grand Prix by Jeff Crammond and you saw this in the bargain bucket in the Woolworths or somewhere, then it might be worth getting this. I'm sort of like enjoying it but not enjoying it at the same time. Right, here we go. There's the timer there, so we're going okay. Now, we haven't had any major offs. I presume you can go into the scenery and spin. Brake as we go into Elysee, I think. Oh, man. Yeah, oops. Oh, we've collided into the scene when we span. Right, now, how do we turn this round? We're going to lose a lot of time here. Now, this is the bit where we might run out of time to complete the lap. Oh, man. Can I get into reverse somehow? Yeah, I'm stuck. How do we get out of here? Right, other good Formula 1 games to play. This wouldn't be in my top 3, I don't think. Other good Formula 1 games to play if you're into this. We've already mentioned Micro's Formula 1 Grand Prix. Grand Prix Circuit is a good one by Accolade. Vroom moves really fast, and Nigel Mansell's World Championship, which I reviewed on the Amiga 1200. Have a look at those. There's Ferrari Formula 1 to a lesser degree. I'll probably put that on par with this. Actually, I'm enjoying this one a little bit more than Ferrari Formula 1, but we've run out of time. I say main bugbear is if you're having a race, why have a timer as well? Right, so we have another few goes there as it cycles through all the cars available, but I think we're always in a Ferrari or a red car. There might be a way of doing that. There's a Hall of Fame, which it will save. Okay, so I don't think it would have got great reviews back in the day, this, only because it's up against Jeff Crammond's awesome game. Presumably, if we do the first race and win, we go to another track, I'm hoping. Right, let's just speed round here. Now, we know this goes to the left. Yeah, as long as you can take your time round here, at least on easy mode. Controlling your own gears in the harder modes and keeping your eyes out for where this track bends round, I think might be near on impossible. Who knows? If you haven't got to commentate round the whole way, maybe it'd be a bit better. Right, we know the time expands when we go under the yellow tyre thing, which is just round here, I think. Oh man, I'm getting a bit of headache now. This is really testing my brain. Here we go. The engine sounds aren't bad. They're acceptable for the time. 13 seconds. We're going to get under here in time. We can speed through here. Then we've got some tight corner coming up the top. Extended time. Oops. Oh dear. And that's gonna put a spanner in the works. So we probably won't do it now. We just need to get into reverse somehow. Get into reverse gear. Yeah. Okay. Right. Get into reverse. Forward. Right. Now that's cost us a little bit of time. It's not ideally what you want on your qualifying lap. It might put you down a few positions. But interesting that this game, where it says it got a license, but there's no driver names in this whatsoever, is there? I've written it down in a list so I can say it. All the cars from this season. We got. Are you ready? We've got McLaren, Brabham, as he tries to steer and read the list at the same time. Tyrrell, Footwork, Leighton House, Williams, Arrows, Benetton, Lotus, Dallara, we're out of time, Minardi, Ligier, Ferrari and LaRousse. That was back in a time when there was lots of Formula 1 teams, and I thought that was quite exciting. So there was a chance that you wouldn't actually qualify at all, a bit like just then. Now you just need to get round and you qualified, but there was 26 positions, I think about 30 cars at the height. But Formula 1 is just too expensive now, and that will never happen ever again. I've been getting into Formula E quite a lot the last few seasons. That's been heating up. So can't wait for the next season of that to start. Oh god, this is going so slow around here. Come on Nick, qualify. At least qualify. So on the qualifying lap, if you crash once, if you spin off once, that's ruined it. So you might as well just reset the whole game. Look at the sky, it isn't all one block. It's like a lighter white block and then graduated to darker blue, which adds a little bit of depth, I suppose. You see the grandstands there. That's pretty standard. There's a lot of people. Let's wave to them. No, let's not. Doing this on the joystick, I don't think it was steering wheel compatible. But I think like all these games, although, as I said before, the frame rate isn't great, it doesn't animate particularly well, once you get used to the track and the speeds that go around, you've got a bit of a chance. So it's extremely important to learn the tracks. You can go off the circuit a little bit, as long as you don't crash into the barriers and spin. Keep an eye on the dot on the map on the top left. That will tell you, the watcher, how close I am to the end of the lap. But it'd be good to last at least a few laps in the race. But very, very tricky. Extreme race mode with the way this game is going. Accelerate through. I think 131 was my fastest lap, wasn't it? I think we can do something similar. 127, 128. It's going to be about 131 again. Yeah, round about that. That seems to be my level. 1.5 minutes, 6 seconds available. Oh, we're 7th this time. Behind Leighton House, and we're in a Ferrari, so we probably get the sack in the real world. Formula 1 3D. If you've got a favourite Formula 1 game on the Commodore Amiga we haven't reviewed, I think we might review almost all of them now, then comment below what is their game. But check I haven't reviewed it already, of course. Put in Njenkin into a YouTube search and then the name of the game. If it comes up, I've reviewed it. Right, I think that's a Williams we're going to go past, hopefully. Slow down, so... Oh! Impossible! Man, you can crash into any of the cars, it seems, without taking any damage. Scenery, oh dear. That's blown that one. That's blown that one completely. Right, now, the interest would be, you see the speedo in the left, I'm sure you've already seen that. The interest would be, can we catch the rest of the field? Or, as I suspect, because of that stupid timer in the top middle, I think that's going to tick down to 0 before we get round the lap. Not sure if you can do any pit stops in this one. I certainly haven't seen a pit lane. If you see that on the way round, then point it out in the comment section below. I'm just too busy blinking, trying to see where the track goes. I'm way off the racing lines, but you'd have to be a genius to stay on them round this. Might have looked quicker on an Amiga 1200, if indeed it works on an Amiga 1200. But as I say, I think we're going to need to have another go at this and turn down the detail. And see if it runs a bit quicker. It might be better if we can get the frame rate up and game over here. That crash actually cost us. Curses Doom Blast. Right, okay, number of players 1, there's Ferrari. Display detail, difficulty level we set on the minimum. So cycle through a few cars there. Yeah, right, so let's put it on low. See if that makes any difference at all. I mean, the car detail already looks low. I think it's just got rid of all the scenery, hasn't it? Oh, now, this should be quicker, but I've lost all my markings, so I don't know where the track's going. Oh, it still gives you those arrow position. Now, is it going slightly quicker? Ever so slightly. And we can cut round there. That's good. Right, that's a good racing line, despite it's off the track. Hang on a minute. It's taken away the scenery, and that was my main problem before. So we can't glide into the scenery and spin. So we can just drive over the grass, can we? Let's see if that lasts throughout the whole lap, because that's going to make a huge difference. Yeah, I would have collided into something then. I would have span. So that's better then. So if you want the easy experience, go on easy. Put on the detail to low. The crowd won't be there. We're on some airfield. This is looking good. So can I beat my best lap of 1 minute 31? The yellow thing's going to be here. Right. So we didn't see it, but the yellow tunnel-y bridge thing was there. Yeah, this is a lot easier now. Right, the car's still very difficult to control. So yeah, there is a degree of levels of you can increase, if that makes sense. That sentence, it doesn't. So what I'm trying to say is, as you get better, you can make the game more difficult for yourself. Obviously, put it on difficult with your own gears, with the scenery level up to maximum. But at least it seems a little bit more playable with the scenery or detail down to low. But it's not as exciting, is it? Right, we're going to smash 131. 127, 4 seconds quicker. Stick that. Right. Now, without the barriers in the way, will we have a chance of winning the race? We're 6th on the grid. McLaren is in pole. Don't know who's driving. Get ready, as they say in Speeble2, which is a great game. Right, off we go. Now, if I owned this back in the day as a kid, would I have played it again a lot? I think, to be honest with you, I'm a sucker for racing games, so I would have played this quite a bit, although admittedly, I know it's not the best. But I would have played it a bit. I mean, it's got good polygons. Collision detection was hopeless. But yeah. Your imagination can take you a long way on this. I'm driving all over the place, and I think what's making it addictive is because although I'm making lots of errors, I'm keeping up with the rest of them, so it's keeping me interested. There's competition as I just try and drive right through a car. I've got a green Jordan behind me, but I don't think Jordan was on the list of cars back then. Don't know what's a green car. I don't know. Delara was red and white. Leighton House was light blue, I think. I don't know who green is. Maybe it's a Lotus. Anyway, let's keep going. If you know, let me know, but they're not going to come past me. You see my position there is 5th. Extended time. Right, okay. So we're keeping up with them, and we're not spinning because there's nothing to spin on. It's never going to rain in this one, but it didn't rain in Microprose Formula 1 either. Although you could have a wet race where the sky was grey, but you didn't physically see rain. Here, to my knowledge, it's always going to be sunny. There's a Ferrari there battling against a Williams. That Ferrari would be my teammate. You go out on the inside, he just disappeared. Yeah, so don't worry about finding a gap to overtake. There's no finesse here. Just keep driving. And we're going to get round the lap. 3 laps in this amazing race, and my car would have been smashed to pieces by now, and I would have been at the hospital. 12, 11, I'm surely going to do it. It must be that. Yeah, right, okay. So, here we go. So we've done 1 lap. 2 laps to go. Whee! Right, can I win the race? It's the most aggressive driving of all time. I might as well be driving, I don't know, a snowplow. Man. Well, let's just try and concentrate. We've got to stay on the track, see if we can get 1 minute 27. Whee! Now, I'm hoping, if I can come in the top 3, which is still a bit of a guess, if I finish in the top room, I'm hoping we get some amazing podium routine. This is Polygon crazy. I think if Jeff Crammond had a go at this, he's seen the program and he would have made it quite a bit better. But here we know, it's as I say, it's a little bit better with a low detail, isn't it really? Microprose Formula 1, you had the option to turn the detail down as well. And I have to be fair to the Commodore Amiga, it is doing well with the specs it has available. So it's a valiant effort. As I say, I did mention some Formula 1 games in here that I prefer playing. Grand Prix Circuit, that's great fun, although admittedly not as clever as this one, and Vroom was great, and the data disc that come along with that as well. Team 17 did a budget chase view sort of game. It wasn't polygons as such. F17 Racing, I think that one's called, so check that one out also. And also there was, Grid Start was an absolutely awful one. Grid Start's probably the worst one I played. Oh, there was one, there's Grand Prix something or other. I think I've got Lewis Hamilton on the thumbnail. Can't quite remember what that was called. They were hideous. So this is much, much better than those two, at least. So this is acceptable as a Formula 1 game. You can see the effort's gone in anyway. Right, that's good. We're in position 2. I'm useless at those hairpin bends. I don't know what track we're at. I don't think it is announced it anywhere. So it's losing a bit of the ambience there. It should have said what the track was. Although it does look a bit like Monza, but I don't know if it is. It should have said what the track was, and it should have done some. I know, although if it wasn't licensed for the proper names, it should have given fictitious names with the option of changing them. And that would have been a nice workaround, wouldn't it, really? Cockpit graphics are good. It doesn't look like a Formula 1 car. It looks like a lesser Formula. Maybe like Formula Ford or something. But maybe this is what the cars looked like in 1991. Who was driving for Ferrari in 1991? Was that Alesi? Larini? Berger maybe? Or was it Mansell or Prost? I don't know. I should have looked that up beforehand. 1991. The next year, I think 1992, is when Nigel Mansell won for Williams. Check out the game, Nigel Mansell's World Championship. And then Williams dominated for a little while, didn't they? And then now they're nowhere anywhere. I keep hoping for McLaren to get back. They're slowly getting there. They're my chosen team. Slowly getting there with Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz at the time of recording. Hopefully it won't be too long before they start winning races again. Might be a couple of seasons though, but I can only hope. Williams, on the other hand, they just proving slightly every now and again, but they're way off. They're way off with George Russell and Robert Kubica, which is good to see him back after his horrendous injury. But I don't think he's the best driver for that team. But anyway, that's arguably he'll probably win a race now. But a fantastic achievement, and glad to see him back. Right, I think is this my last lap now? I'm in position 2. This is McLaren we're trying to get past. It might be Ayrton Senna. It might be Gerhard Berger. I don't know. Probably Ayrton Senna. Let's pretend it's him. It's more exciting to think it's Ayrton Senna. As I go off the track, but still maintain quite a good lap. I think this is the last lap, to be honest. Keep going, Nick. Extended time. Half a lap left, that means. Look at the map up there. All the cars are... I shouldn't have looked at it. I just drove off the circuit there. But look at the map. We can get past him. I'll finish this sentence in a minute. All the cars are really far spread out. Doesn't look like there's many cars in the race. Probably 8. Despite it saying all these licensed teams. Right, we're in the lead. We just go round here. Or on the grass. No runoff areas. And we should win the race, shouldn't we? We just keep to this. Hopefully there's not another lap. That must be the race 1, mustn't it? There's a white dot right behind me, which is the McLaren. 20 seconds. That's it. Oh no, there's one more. There's one more lap. 4 laps of doom. Right, the pressure's on now. But I seem to be able to make quite a few mistakes and still keep in there. Yeah, I'm making a mockery of this, but this is the easiest mode. You don't do this if you're practicing. Let me know what you think about the game. Overall, I'm thinking, yeah, quite good fun. Not the best example of Formula 1 games. There's better ones out there, but not hideous. If I was putting it on the grid of Formula 1 games, it'll be in the midfield. But yeah, got to go on low detail. High detail, very, very tricky to control. It's tricky to control anyway, and I'm making it look worse so. 30 seconds. There's a bit of a gap between me and second place McLaren now. Looks like I've got this race. Extended time, half a lap left. Only a twit would ruin this. Oh yeah, that was my other gripe, wasn't it, really? The timer ticking down, you didn't need that. I said, you either choose that, or you have a proper Formula 1 race where you're versus everyone else, or you have 2 options where both are available but not at the same time. It makes no sense. So you could be in reality winning the race or winning the championship, and because you run out of time to do the lap, you get disqualified. Now that's pretty silly, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know what the reasoning was from Sil Mundo. Mondo. I find it hard to say that. Published by Mondo. World Simulation, I think that means in English, doesn't it? Mondo. But anyway, I've won the race with 19 seconds to go. Congratulations. You have reached rank 1 in the Hall of Fame. Oh, is that it? Are we going to go to another circuit or not? Don't say it's just one circuit. There's a podium. Is it going to do any music? Anyway, I think we'll leave that one there. Looks like the game might have crashed anyway. So I hope you liked having a look at that one. It was quite average, wasn't it? Or maybe slightly above. Better Formula 1 races games are available, but this one is acceptable. Thanks for watching again. That was Formula 1 3D on the Commodore Amiga, published by Mondo in 1991. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below, or anything Formula 1. Let's open it up to get as many comments as possible. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.